Welcome to Channel 7 Local Snellville News. This is a disclaimer: no animals were harmed during the filming of this show, but a few dress codes and some hurt feelings. We have an important special for y'all regarding scientific discoveries and evolution. Tonight we're going to be looking at viruses and prokaryotes and how they've affected the evolution of Homo sapiens. That's us. We're going to be exploring together with Chief Evolutionist and Director in Atlanta Public Schools. To start us off, let's talk to our chief interviewers. Deep in the city of Snellville, Georgia, only your best students were selected from this so-called School of Excellence, Brookwood, for a highly intellectual interview about this matter, evolution.
Okay, how does it feel knowing that viruses have affected the way you evolved?
It gives me the no feeling.
I hope y'all know a little more about this subject than those Brookwood students. Anyways, let's cut to my interview earlier today with the Chief Evolutionist. With nature. It must come along with being an evolutionist.
It does.
Alright, so viruses have affected evolution. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yes, so we in the science world have come to the consensus that viruses, in fact, have played a very large role in human evolution. In short, when a virus plagues a host, what it does, you see, is it attaches to the host cells and it inserts its genetic coding into the host cell. And sometimes, in fact, the genetic coding of the virus enters the genetic code of the host cell and becomes a part of the host cell's genome. So whenever that host cell goes to copy its DNA, it is also copying the genetic material of the virus, spreading the virus through the cell, and the more cells that the virus attacks, the more spread through the host the virus is.
Interesting. So some viruses are in fact serious enough to affect our natural selection and evolution and a huge portion of the population. According to Berkeley.edu, epidemic infectious diseases can exert selective pressures on the human genome. How does this relate to infectious diseases we see today?
Okay, take sickle cell, for example. Sickle cell evolved in humans as our means of defense against the disease, malaria. People who have sickle cell tend to be more immune to malaria, or they just fight it off better. So malaria is bad. It's a very serious issue, and sickle cell is also not pleasant to have, but it's better than malaria. So we've developed malaria as our defense.
So a strong immune response leads to a higher chance the species will adapt. Are there any other viral components?
Yes, endogenous retrovirus is another. It's passed down from ancestor to offspring and to the modern day human and could possibly be affecting us behind the scenes. We don't really know yet. The endogenous retrovirus is inserted into our genes and changing humans by becoming one with the genome. It becomes part of your genetic coding. PubMed states that endogenous retroviral insertions, since the divergence between humans and chimpanzees, were capable of directly affecting hominid evolution through changes in gene expression and development, so both the genotype and the phenotype.
One last question. I know as an evolutionist you have a very busy social life.
Haha, yeah. Right after this I'm going clubbing. Turn up.
Oh, sure. We know that gene insertion has something to do with evolution, and viruses can actually integrate themselves in our genome. Does this mean we're part virus?
Indeed it does. People, animals, plants, bacteria, and many other life forms have been found to have viral genes within theirs.
Thank you. This is an exclusive interview with our Chief Evolutionist. Thank you. Alright, now that we know about viruses, let's take a look at what some of the local Snowvillians, people like you, think about bacteria, prokaryotes, and those things.
Hi ma'am, I'm here to interview you about...
Oh, hang on. Before you start, I gotta show you this fish I caught today. It was this big. You don't believe me? Bobby Ray! Look at this thing!
Wow.
This ain't natural!
Alright, so I just have a quick question for you. Can you please explain to me what transduction is and how you think it relates to our evolution as Homo sapiens?
Of course. I know all about transduction from my diploma from Parkview High School. My brother got some sort of transplantation the other day for his kidney or something.
Thank you.
Wait, when it...
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Keep up. I have a very busy day ahead of me. Susie has a spelling test tomorrow, Johnny has soccer practice, and I have to cook spaghetti for dinner.
Ma'am, I just have a quick question for the Channel 7 News.
Yes.
How do you think a bacteria, in your opinion, affected the way we have evolved?
Bacteria? I need some Germex.
Like E. coli and Salmonella.
No, I need Germex.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really Snowville for you. Now let's go to my interview yesterday with the head of the science department for Gwinnett County.
Quick, cue the crappy intro that she wanted to do. Hi. Wow, that was quite an intro you had there.
I mean, I am the director of science for the county, and that's my jam, so...
Alright, so more on the topic. Let's look at how prokaryotes have affected evolution. How have their genes integrated with ours?
Well, according to research at the University of Pittsburgh, bacteria transfer their genes through conjugation and transformation.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, bacteria conjugation is when two bacterial cells transfer genetic material between themselves. This way, two domains of organisms can potentially be linked. This helps diversify our genome and our genes, and it changes us in the long run if one organism, develops a better trait, maybe produces a protein, and that protein can survive in natural selection.
So what is this thing called lateral gene transfer?
Bacteria evolve through lateral gene transfer, which means they steal useful genes from other organisms. This can, in fact, affect the way our genome is made up.
That makes sense. So, can you give an example of this bacteria or prokaryote that affects our evolution as humans and Homo sapiens?
Sure. Well, Salmonella bacteria evolved into bacteria that could reside in our guts, and that has affected us a lot as humans. In addition, at least 5% of protein-coding genes were most likely acquired horizontally from bacteria or prokaryotes. This helps us with many bodily functions, and that information is from a professional report in Science AAS.
Thank you for your time.
This has been a journey. Thank you for tuning in to our exclusive interviews tonight, though. And until next time.
That sounded good.